Hello everyone and welcome to a special episode of Ironhome where I will be showing you how to play Ironsworn Starforged with the Foundry Virtual Tabletop. Foundry is so good, you will never ever want to play without it ever again. But what about my friends, you say? You don't need friends. You got Foundry. Anyway, so what is Foundry? Foundry is a virtual tabletop, meaning it's a little digital program to help you play on your computer with friends and whatnot. Um, I'm assuming at this point you already know what Foundry is, so let's go ahead and see how to use it. Now, the first thing you need to do, I'm not going to explain the super basics of Foundry because there's like a million videos of that, but I'm just going to explain the Ironsworn. So the first thing you need to do is you need to go and install the Ironsworn and Starforged game systems. Here you can see in the game systems tab. You can look for it by package name. It should be there. I already have it installed, Ironsworn and Starforged Ben Straub. Once you have it there, you go to Game Worlds and you say Create New World. You give it a name and then you select the game system, Ironsworn and Starforged. You go ahead and create world and you launch the world. For everyone watching, this is with the version 10 of Foundry, 10 build 286. And Ironsworn version 1.1717, just in case people from the future watch this. So let's go ahead and launch our world. So the first thing it's going to ask us to select users. For now, there's only the Game Master user. I will show you how to create users and stuff, but like I said, that's more a Foundry thing. We join the session and we've got a welcome sheet. We've got welcome of Foundry. Oh, look at Foundry. Oh, look at that. Oh, so fancy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is this? Foundry Virtual Tabletop. All right. So, depending on whether you're playing Ironsworn or Starforged, it will ask you what's the default character sheet you would like to use. In this case, I'm going to play Starforged, so I will select Starforged. Then it asks us which set of moves and oracles would you like to use. The option here should be match sheet. So if you're using a Starforged character sheet, it will show you the moves of Starforged. If you're using an Ironsworn character sheet, it will show you the moves of Ironsworn. What's next? Setting truths. Yes. Would you like to generate your settings truths? Yes for Ironsworn, and then for Starforged, sorry, and then save. Now what this will do is it will reboot and then I'll do it again. Okay. There we go. Okay, that was a little bit of probably a bug there or something that needs to happen. So only one person will be able to do this. Usually it's the GM or whoever is configured as the GM or host. Everyone else will just have to sit and wait until you're done setting all the truths, and then the truths will appear in this tab. So for example, I'm just going to get by this quickly. This one, we went with this, we went with this. We picked that one because it was cool. This one seemed fun. This one because we kind of wanted to punish ourselves. We hate magic. The first one, I'm just picking the first one of everything. Artificial intelligence, we love AI. War never ends, many precursors over the eons, and lots of horrors and blah blah blah. Save your truths. Bam! Look at that, it's beautiful. So now, if we go to the fifth tab, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the sixth tab journal, we now have our setting truths all ready for us there. We can even go through different pages. And it's just amazing, 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 amazing. So what happens if you accidentally said, no, I didn't want to generate my setting truths, and then you forgot, and then you were like, oh no, how do I do this? Well, you go to Configure Settings. You go down here to the third option that says Ironsworn and Starforged, and you click on this big button that says Ironsworn Starforged Configuration Dialog. And there it is. It opens it again. So you can say yes for Starforged, save, bam, it asks for the truths again. So if you want to change the truths or if you forgot to do them, you can do that. All right, now let's slow down a little bit. So there's a lot going on in here in Foundry. Like I said, I'm not going to explain the basics of Foundry or maybe if anyone wants to comment, hey, how do you do this or how do you do that, I will go further into detail into it. But for now, we're going to see just how to get started and play. So you've got a few important tabs here. You've got your chat messages. This is where you see all the messages and the results of all your rolls. That's the first one. Combat encounters, I do not use them. I do not know if they serve any purpose in this thing. This, I use it very little. I usually just put a background image. I don't use maps. I don't use scenes or grids or lighting. One thing I did use for Ironsworn, however, was a little bit of snow. And you can do that. Oh, isn't that nice? But other than that, I just use scenes. I load an image here in the background for the specific type of game I'm playing. If you wanted to have different types of, like you wanted a map for one specific planet and another one for another one, you can create here. Here you can create different scenes and give them different names and add different images and then just switch between scenes. But like I said, I don't use that very much. Here we go into the core of using this, which is amazing. So we go and click Create Actor, and we've got lots of options. We've got character, shared sheet, starship, location, NPC. So let's go ahead and click character. Now here we can see we have a Starforged character sheet. On one side, we have our move and oracles. We'll get to that. And the other one, we have the character. We've got name, pronouns, call signs, characteristics. Then we've got our 5 stats. We've got our legacy tracks, the quests, the bonds, the discoveries. Here we've got our momentum track, our health track, spirit track, supply track. And down here, we've got all the possible impacts. Notice that as I mark impacts, it automatically reduces my reset and maximum momentum. And look, it also locks it out so we can't click it. That's amazing. And what happens if we have it at maximum? What happens then? Aha. Interesting. Good, 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 good. We can also click to burn our momentum, which puts us back down at 2. But we don't actually need to click on this button because you'll see further ahead that a lot of this is extremely well automated. So how do we start by creating our character? Well, the first thing we want to do is click Edit here. So we can add or decrease our stats. Excuse me. So after we've decided on our stats, we're going to go with those. We can click Edit here again and just leave it as is. Yay, we've got our stats. After that, we go to our assets. We click the little assets compendium there, which opens up this poof, amazing list of assets. All the assets here. Then, whenever we want to pick an asset, we can click it to look at it first. Oh, yeah, this is definitely what I want. I want to be a sniper. So we drag it, and bam, we've got the sniper asset there. And I also want to be a healer. And last but not least, I'm going to go with a companion survey bot. I'm a sniper with a little bot that hovers over me. So now we've got, for example, here, our companion survey bot has a name. So we click here on the button Edit, and we can fill in Botty the bot. There we go. And we click Close, and Botty the bot is there. Now notice that lots of moves have automatically the move that you need to make when you're using them. So for example, if we click here, when you give medical care to heal yourself or another character, add +1. So if we click this one, automatically we are taken to the heal roll. And I'll show how to make rolls and things in a second, but that's just very convenient. We've got the progress tab where we can add vows and progress tracks, and it also opens the compendium of foes, which is really, really neat. So we have all the compendium foes here, and can we drag one? Yeah. Look at that. That's just beautiful. See, if we click on the Sky Roost, it gives us the features, drives, tactics, a lot of information, quest starters, even variants. I love that. A little variant there. Perfect. And if you drag it, it automatically creates a progress track for that foe. Now, what happens if you need to remove a progress track? Once you're done with it, you just click edit and delete item. Yes. So when you start out, you're going to probably create your background vow. We'll call it background. Find the epic MacGuffin. And it's going to be epic because it's an epic background vow. Okay, so how do vows and progress tracks in general work? Well, let's remove the edit here because we don't want it. We click this little arrow here to mark progress. So whenever we need to mark progress, we just click it, click it, click it, click it, click it, click it, click it. Oh, by the way, if you don't like this, the fact that it announces in the chat every time you do something, you can go to the settings, configure settings, and then log character updates. And you can just click that and remove that and bam, it will no longer constantly tell us what we're doing. So that's how you mark progress on a track. And then once you are done tracking it, you can click here to make a progress roll. So for example, we're going to roll on that one. And it says 4 versus unknown. It's got some advanced options here. For now, you can ignore those. And let's click roll. And we got a, oh, wow. That's double 10 for the background vow. That would be awful. If this was, I mean, that would be awesome and awful at the same time. Wow, that is like a huge plot twist. Really critical moment there. Another thing you can do is you can click this star here, and when active, this will also show on the Legacies tab. So that's a little nice there to have, you know, the important things that you're working on right now to have there. Otherwise, you just have them over here. So that's how the progress tracks work. Connections are basically a progress track, but it's separate because, well, they're connections, but they work exactly the same way. If they're just that. Finally, we've got notes, where it's just a place to, you know, write some notes. You can even copy paste an image here if you want. If you've got an image of your character, you can just bam, straight paste it there. It's very convenient. So we've covered all of that. Now let's go ahead and cover the moves. So if you lost the moves part, well, there's two ways to open it again. You can just either see your characters there, you click on it, and it shows up with both. If not, there's a little moves thing here where you can open it up and bam, there it is. So we've got on one side moves and on the other side oracles. So let's take a look at this. The ones that are grayed out are the ones that aren't rollable moves. You know, they just have, you do something, but you don't actually roll dice. So for example, let's see, begin a session. It tells you when you begin a significant section or chapter of play, blah, 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 blah. In addition, it has an oracle table assigned to it, which we can roll on if we wanted to. See, if we press this button, we get the result 71 to 80, unexpected return or enemy of the threat. This is extremely convenient. So you click on the eye to see it, and you click over here to roll it. And then we can click here to collapse all. So let's see how to make a move. Let's go with the classic one. We've got all the different sections here. You'll find every single move there is in the game all around here. And let's go ahead and make a face danger move. So when you open that, or you can click directly on the dice. See, if you click directly on the dice, it's going to automatically ask for the roll. But if you want to read it first, you can click on the name. And then you can see it all here. So let's go ahead and click roll here. So when you attempt something risky or react to an imminent threat, blah, 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 blah. So we choose the stat. Here are all the options. And let's see if we have any asset, blah, 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 blah. We don't really have an asset, but assuming we had an asset that gave us a +1 to this, let's go ahead and say, oh, let's add a +1. Or you can either add it like that, or you can just type it in. So it says here which stat is going to roll. And here we have to choose which of the stats we want. Click edge. Nice, we got a strong hit. 6 + 1 + 1 = 8. You are successful. Take +1 momentum. Hey. Now notice that when I opened the move, I had an advanced options. This is for special types of rolls. Some assets let you either preset the action die, roll extra challenge dice, or a predetermined outcome if you need it. For example, let's go ahead and say we roll an extra challenge die, and we're going to go with edge. And we get to pick ones. Bam, beam, boom, plum. No. Yes, it's a miss no matter what we do. And then this is what I was talking about. Look that it gives us an option to burn momentum. So we don't have to click burn momentum. It says burn momentum to turn this into a weak hit. It's excellent. We click here and bam. We have burned momentum and turned it into a weak hit. Wonderful. So that's basically all the moves. Each of them have their own individual rules, but that's basically how to roll them and resolve them. And then the other thing to look out for is oracles. These are amazing. It's so many. But they're basically organized. So character creation is here. You've got background assets, background story prompts, Starship history, quirks, blah, 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 blah. That's beautiful. You've got characters in general, first look, disposition, role, and then you've got name. As always, if you click on the name, it's going to show you the table. So for example, let's say you're trying to find out a location theme and you're thinking, is haunted a good theme for this? Well, let's take a look at the table. Let's take a look at the table. Spectral sounds, signs of death. Oh, I like this a lot. Okay, let's roll on this one. See, so you can look at it first, then roll after. So this is what I really love about Foundry a lot. And I used to be, you know, a book girl and be like, oh yeah, that book's physical and everything. But now it's like, oh, it's time to create a character. Let's see. Blop, 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 blop. Okay, Corey, the tolerant preacher who wants to avenge a wrong and is wanting and accompanied. Now, if I'm playing at a table, that would require lots of D100 rolls and flipping through pages. Here I did it in a matter of seconds, and I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. The more important tables here are definitely the core. You've got your action theme, descriptor focus, and then misc and moves. So whenever you need to pay the price or you need to ask the oracle something, it's over here. Pay the price, pay the price. Oh, wow. Okay, I have to like roll 4 times now or something. 3 times. Begin a session, make a discovery, etc., etc. You've got planets, oracles, you've got basically everything. And that's about it for oracles, moves, and the character sheet in general. What else is there? You can roll your health if you need to for any reason. Like, this is also very convenient. If you know the move you're gonna do and you know the stat and you don't want to go to the move. You know what it does. You know face danger. You've rolled it a million times. You're gonna make a face danger with shadow. You just click shadow and you roll shadow. And it says, wow, strong hit with a match. So we succeed. We take +1 momentum because we know that's what happens when you face danger. Let's make sure we don't want to embarrass ourselves. Yes, that's right. And then it's a strong hit with a match. We do the thing and something happens. See, so that's really neat that you can just click on these things and just get it done. You can also click on if you want to make a move with supply, with spirit, or with health. Oh, to move these, you just click on them. It's just that simple. Something that's I love about this is that let's create another character, and this I just love it. Bam, I love that. Shared supply track. Everyone shares a supply. You don't need every single person to click on their supply track to lower it. That is wonderful. If for whatever reason that bothers you, you can remove it here with the shared supply track. All right, all right. What else is there? A shared sheet in case you want to share some. Also, the supply here is wonderful. If you want to share some vows, here they are. Bam. I'm sure there's some way to pass this one from here to complete it. I do not know how to do that. Sure, we can just not completed. Completed. There we go. You have to click edit to enable the completed or not completed, and you just move it back and forth between those. Excellent. So that's the shared character sheet, so that, you know, everyone, so you don't have a progress track on only your character sheet or something like that. What else do we have? We have a Starship where you can add assets to it. And I would say what's missing on this is the actual... Oh, wait, no, that's right, because it's on the asset. I didn't say anything. I almost looked like a fool, but I didn't. Bam, that's right there. It's right on the... So this is really nice, too. This is a nice way of just grouping up all the Starship assets in one place. And you've got the battered and cursed thing here as well. So that's... Oh, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Amazing work, Ben and everyone else. This is just wonderful. Because you click battered here, and it marks it here as well. And that... Oh, and it marks it by... Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. Sorry about that. And this is just wonderful because you can drag... Wait, no, not that one. Anything but that one. So, modules. You can just drag all the modules of your ship here on the Starship asset, and that's just great. So you don't have like the Starship assets spread out amongst your characters. You got some notes here. As mentioned before, you can just put a picture of your Starship here if you want, or any text or whatever you want. It all goes there. What else do we have? We've got location. I have never, ever used this, and this is the first time I'm seeing this. Probably because I've never actually played Starforged with this. I always play something else. But it looks really neat. Location type. You've got here your planet, outlands. Can I roll for it? Oh, that's wonderful. It comes with like a little rolling button right there. Random name. Oh, that's wonderful. And then I can just click here. Oh, that's beautiful. Roll location details. Blam. Okay. Actually, it did that twice accidentally. But that makes sense. You can't have everything perfect. Then what else do we have? Oh, life none. Planet site features. This is beautiful. This is just such an amazing, quick way of generating a planet and then just having it all recorded. Peril, life, lifeless, opportunity, life. Interesting. Very neat, very neat. Now, one thing, I probably wouldn't put these as writing them down over here. I'd probably want this in the chat, because I don't know if I want the perils and opportunities that I'm rolling recorded here, but maybe some people do. In any case, it's very simple to get rid of them after, so it's not such a big deal. But yeah, that's amazing. That's planets, and I'm sure that there's probably some way. Now I know that there is a whole, like, what is it? I've seen it in the chat where they have the planets spread out and things. I'm sure it has to do something with dropping it. There you go. See, you can drop it there. And I'm sure you can do things with Foundry, where you like put a space map in the background and you just draw some lines here. I'm pretty sure you can draw some lines. That is not the drawing tools. Draw freehand. So we can create another location, and bam, bam, bam. And then we can plop that one there, and then we can draw. So now we know that there is a, can't remember the name for it, but you know, the planets are connected via the magical space highways. I'm not a true fan of Starforged. Anyway, so yeah, that is the planet's location. That's amazing. I love it. And finally, we've got NPC. So we've got a progress track here, which I'm assuming is going to happen when I drag an NPC. We've got Ironsworn and Starforged. Let's say we drag that there, and nothing happens. I am probably using this wrong. This is also the first time I've ever seen this. But, I mean, like we said earlier, you don't really need that when you can just make a progress track here and use that. But yeah, I'm sorry, Ben, if I'm using that wrong. Anyway, you can create little folders here to organize your things, locations, and you can just drag them in there, put them away. If you want to delete something, you right click and you delete it. Finally, everything else that I use is the journal. The journal's great for just writing stuff, you know, locations, or let's call this people. People, and then you just add a page here. I add a page here. Oh, there we go. So, Bob. And then I can just fill this up with blah, 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 blah. And I close that, and there we go. Bob is there. So I use this a lot for recording information regarding the session. That's very useful. Rollable tables, card stacks, playlists. I don't have any music loaded because I just created this one, but you can add any music you want to this game. Let's see if we can create a playlist. Music. Playlist. Here you can create shuffle tracks, a fade duration of 2000. Update playlist, and then you click here and this little button here, and you can select whatever music you want. I have here a lot. Oh, look, we've got Starforged Space. I think that one's from the Kickstarter. We can add it, and then we click play. Oh, and it's playing out from my... It's my bad. It's playing out from the wrong output. I need to change the sound output. But anyway, that's how you play music here. And we've got compendium packs. You can ignore that. But this basically holds all the information of everything. The last thing I'll show you, and like I said, I don't want to go into too much detail, is how to invite your friends to your game. Now, ideally, you don't have to do anything special. Some people might have internet hosting problems. I've had no issue whatsoever. I've created the game. I've invited people. I haven't had to fiddle with my router or my internet service provider or anything. That's worked out of the box. Some people might have problems. I can't help you there. So, first, what you do is you go to user management, and here you've got your game master. You can add a password if you want. By default, it doesn't have a password. Then you can create additional users. You can determine if they are players or trusted players, assistant GM, or game masters. I do not know what these are. All I know is that the game master sees everything, and the player only sees the stuff that you allow them to see. You save and return. And now you can go here and you select here and you say configure ownership. Now it's very important. See, all players, none. They cannot see this. So you could say, hey, no, all players are observers of this character sheet. You know, let other people see that Ash Darwin exists. But player 2 is the owner. And you save changes. Now, Yelena Nazari, we did not put anything, so we need to also select configure ownership. By default, everyone's an observer, but player 3 is the owner. Save changes. And now, if I go back and I return to setup, and whoops, I didn't mean to go all the way here. I launch the world. it logged me in as GM. Give me a second. Log out. There we go. Player 2. Join the game session. Notice that I can't see any of the other stuff because we didn't enable it as observer's default. Note that with hash, I can modify things, but with Yelena, I can't. It says I lack the permissions to do that. Log out. Go back in as Game Master. And then when you want to invite someone, you just go down here and click Invitation Links. And you copy and paste that one down there. I don't know if I should have shown you that. Anyway, don't hack my computer. So we just click Invitation Links, and that should let you invite someone. You can use the internet one. I think that's my local port, and that's probably fine. But yeah, this one down here is probably the internet one, and it's a good thing I didn't click that button to show you. But yeah, you copy and paste that one and send it to your friend, and that should enable you anyone to join in via their web browsers. All right, so that's it for today's special episode. And if you have any questions or anything else you'd like me to cover, sorry for going so quick. That's just how I bam boodle. Just, write any comments or anything. Well, I hope this was useful. If you want to get rid of that game pause thing that has been circling this entire recording and maybe driving someone crazy, you just press spacebar and it goes away. So thanks everyone for watching. As usual, big thanks to Sean Tompking. Big thanks huge thanks to Ben Straub and the team for making this amazing Foundry module. I just love it. And well, I think that's about it. So I will be seeing you next time. Bye. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with your friends and whatnot and whatnot. Anyway, now, goodbye.